Me, episode 405.
You've got to throw some cold water on this situation. Start talking about nerd stuff.
You know, nerd culture is mainstream now, so when you use the word nerd derogatorily, it means you're the one that's out of the zeitgeist.
System activate.
This is NetHeads with Will Wilkins and Trent Hunsaker. It's a tech podcast. But we are a ton cooler than your typical geek.
You guys rock.
And now, here's Will and Trent.
No one listens to the radio. I wasn't even listening. I was listening to podcasts. Podcasts are great. Radio's boring.
Or something like that. Welcome, everyone, another edition of NetHeads. Coming here to try and bring you a little something to distract you from everything. My name is Will.
My name is Trent.
If you want to take part in the program, you can one of many ways. Mainly, it's just chat wherever the hell you are now. But I still like saying that bit. I'm sorry, Trent.
Yeah, no, it's a good way. It's good that we have ritual in our lives.
Exactly, because without ritual, we are but terrible, horrible,
Beasts.
miserable monkeys that just
yep. Mm-hmm.
all we're doing is we're throwing the feces.
Yep.
And I don't want to throw
hey,
feces.
you know what? In its own time and in its own place, and it's so as long as everyone's okay with it, that's fine.
Exactly. Anyway, welcome everybody. This is going to be a unique show. It already is, because I already took the thing that's supposed to be exclusive to our Patreon subscribers and I sent it out to everyone because, it just wouldn't be a podcast if we didn't talk about the challenges of broadcasting. But it's a new one too, because in case you did not notice from that wonderful loading image where I am a Borg, which is just because of the implication, what we're doing. AI has written in the entire show. Now, what I have already forgotten to do is start the timer, which you guys don't get to see, but it's cool. What happened is I sat down one day, Trent, and I'm like, you know what? I'm bored. Let's play with ChatGPT.
Okay, I was just gonna ask. So which artificial intelligence did you learn?
I'm gonna pull you out of that pit you're stuck in.
Yeah, I was trying to come up with like another term, but I just AI. Yeah. So you ChatGPT for your images too, right?
Yes. All of it was done within ChatGPT, and what can't even speak. So what I did, there's a lot going on. Look, guys, I'm gonna be honest. I'm here to escape right now from everything else. That's why I'm here. I'm
it's a reason to shut the door.
I'm clinging to some semblance of sanity through doing that which ordinarily I just sit down and do and enjoy. For some reason, I decided to ask ChatGPT to be the producer of millions of successful podcasts, Trent.
Yeah.
And I told it, hey, ChatGPT, you are a producer. So what I need you to do is you need to tell me how to run this show. Now, I want 4 segments. I told it the names of the segments, and I said I needed creative names for them. And I said that within a certain amount of time, a certain portion of the show, something has to happen. Give me a run schedule.
Yeah.
That's what today's show is. Literally. I said, give me structure. And then it spat back out at me. Oh, and by the way, I did remember to also ask for it to give me resources that I can reference materials, reference locations for each of the segments. Yeah. Did I use any of those, Trent? No, I did not.
No, because you're not a robot.
It's gonna fail miserably, man. This is doomed to failure from the very beginning. But we're gonna do it anyway. So it gave me all those, and then I saw the titles of the segments that it creatively made. I said, screw those.
Yeah,
that's
they're
terrible.
Dumb. They're dumb.
We'll come up with our own. That way, when I hate them, I can blame myself.
You're enabling. You're enabling your own.
Exactly. And I've set a series of timers to follow, so that way we could follow this show clock. right?
Okay, yeah.
Because essentially that's what I asked it to do. I'm like, hey, can you put together a show clock for me? Because apparently I'm too dumb to be able to even do my own thing that I've been doing for 404 previous frickin' episodes at least.
Yeah, just for this show.
There you go. So that's what's happened. So we're right now in the intro section, which it suggests welcome listeners and introduce the episode's topics and segments. You know what? No.
Nah.
No, but we are going to get into tech. We're going to get into the latest that's going on in pop culture. What is the zeitgeist that we claim to be knowledgeable of every time and time and again? We're going to get into talking about the latest in the superhero genre news. Is that comic book? Is it TV? Is it movie?
Yes.
Sure, it could be. Might be. Trent don't know. And then, we're going to talk about some 3D printing stuff. Even though, the great thing about preparing a show in this modern climate is that let's say you do a segment about how to get filament for 3D printing with the oncoming tariff.
Right,
or with the tariff wars.
Yep.
And then, suddenly, you know what? We might be toning this stuff down a little bit.
It's almost like someone is manipulating the market.
Hey, look, man.
Weird. And if someone had that kind of power, they would be able to invest when they, weird.
You're talking funny. I don't know what's wrong with you right now. Also, I have and apparently suddenly NetHeads became very pro-apartheid, super strong opinions on magnets.
Hey, it's getting musky in here.
Oh, please.
Open up the window. I can smell it.
I don't like that musk. Goodbye, everybody on the right. It was nice talking to you. We weren't your jam anyway. So anyway, I'm supposed to introduce all that stuff, let you know what's happening. And then we go into the first segment. So that's how this works. So the entire thing is structured. Now, I will admit freely, I have no idea how many news stories, topics, or anything fit into these timetables. But that doesn't matter, Trent, because right now it's time for us to get into What the Tech? That's right. What the Tech, people. We're going to bring you the latest in tech news from our perspective. What's going on, or what's the tech topic that we have of concern? I don't know if you're ready to get all techie with me, Trent.
I'm ready to help everyone reach the level of mega nerd status.
That is allegedly what we're trying to do here.
And by the way, speaking of callbacks,
also, just so you know, if the music's too loud, I'm sorry. I did put the new mixer in, and I have none of this. Did I sit down and test ahead of time? No. That would have been smart.
Why would you do that? It wouldn't be a podcast then.
I mean, exactly. My whole thing is that I'm listening to the main mix, which isn't exactly what's getting recorded. So that's going to have lots of peaks and valleys and things. Anyway, so Trent, latest in tech news. What's going on? What the tech? Interestingly enough, I found this to be a very interesting story because I don't know if you're aware, Trent, but the last time that Nintendo released a major update to their video game system offerings was 8 years ago.
With the Switch.
Granted, they did have the Switch Lite, so we're going to not worry about docking this. This is...
Right, yeah, that wasn't an upgrade. That was like an aside.
That was like, we want little Johnny to be able to play with something in the back seat.
Me.
Phrasing.
Trent.
We want Trent to have something to keep his hands busy in the back seat. There we go.
Keep his hands to himself.
And we got the light. Interestingly enough, the timing of this episode, first of all, tomorrow in the US, pre-orders for Nintendo Switch 2, which they say...
I thought it was May 2nd.
Not new news, man. We got our finger on the pulse.
I just got my tax return.
Not so far up my ass. No, we've got our finger on the literal pulse, sir. Interestingly enough, the other news that they released. I don't know why I'm yelling. I'm sorry, everybody. It's this new format. It's got me intimidated, okay?
Yeah, no.
I didn't start the timer.
Take a drink.
Starting now, right? There we go. I'm going to be drunk by 2 minutes from now. No, interestingly enough, it is actually tomorrow. I just got caught by a headline that even though they have not had a major update in 8 years, somehow Nintendo did not anticipate the demand for the Nintendo Switch 2. They aren't going to be able to fulfill pre-orders in Japan.
I was just going to say, because I remember vividly how hard it was to get a Switch 8 years ago.
Literally.
It was so hard.
It was so hard that when Animal Crossing came out on the Switch, right at the freaking gateway of the pandemic, the impossible to get was nigh completely impossible to get. But somehow they didn't anticipate this demand.
Good Lord.
But the interesting thing for those of us here in the U.S., because of the aforementioned jokes made about the trade war activities that are going on, because, sometimes all you can do is laugh or joke.
It's that or cry.
And I don't know if it's because of some of the recent news, because I know like personal electronics were one of the things that were being waived for manufacturing in China. But again, Nintendo is a Japanese company.
Correct. Though it does have a lot of parts made, as does everyone, for precious metals in particular.
Exactly. So they announced, though, that regardless of whatever the tariff business is going on, because when they first made the announcement, they said $449 US.
Right.
And we said, okay, sure.
Yeah.
Why not? Okay.
It's cheap. It's cheaper than a gaming computer.
Definitely.
Like,
and,
if you look at it that way, yeah.
And again, it can dock with your television. So
yeah.
Although I would imagine, like the PS5 and the Xbox du jour is definitely higher resolution. But you know what? If you're still on Nintendo, resolution is not exactly.
You're not playing it for the frame rates.
No, it's not your
right.
Bag.
You're
probably
for the properties.
Yeah. They have announced that it's still going to be $449.
Good.
They are not adjusting the price for whatever shenanigans are going on.
Might happen. Good.
Yeah.
But that which is all great.
Yeah.
However, what's I could see happening, which is happening right now with graphics cards, is that the wholesale is going to not change, but the retailers will then hike up the price, and everything could possibly be over MSRP. So if you can buy it from Nintendo directly, that's how I would do it, folks.
Obviously,
pre-order,
which actually brings me to one of my next stories. Not even listed in here, but one of the big things that we saw when the tariff news first came down, when they were first announced. You wouldn't be aware of this, Trent, because you have a life. You look out for your mental health, and you have nothing to do with TikTok.
Oh, I don't know.
What's very interesting is that on TikTok, because at the time, I think buying personal items was still personal small items under $800 was tariff free.
Free, yeah.
Chinese manufacturers was saying, hey, yeah, these tariffs really suck, but did you know you can get the same quality handbag just without the brand name for pennies on the dollar if you order directly from us? And this is how you do it. Video after video.
On the TikTok.
In tariff busting. Which, all I'm saying is, America, what? We had our bicentennial in 1976. I'm no mathematician. I think that was... So we're around 250 years, just shy of it, right?
Yes, correct.
And China, as a nation, has existed how long?
Around 4,000 years. So
all I'm saying is, they might have a little more patience and knowledge than we do.
Yeah, and numbers.
Yeah,
just pure numbers.
And this little innovation, which, by the way, I don't know if the manufacturers came up with this, or if it was something that was government driven. Okay, I don't know, but I will say one of the most genius moves that a manufacturer has ever done. Because I mean, like literally, we saw everything from handbags, sneakers to freaking laundry pods, dishwasher pods.
See, and that's interesting because what's the term? Disposable things like that are usually not as it costs too much to ship them. So usually that's one thing that you don't. But they're like, fuck it.
I think the most genius thing about the entire maneuver is just the fact that they said, "Oh, well, there is a way you can get these things for cheaper. We're just not going to serve the manufacturer anymore. We're going to switch to direct to consumer model."
Yep.
Genius.
Yep.
Trent, how is your eyesight lately?
Oh, my right eye is getting pretty bad. I need to go get my prescription updated on my glasses.
Well, then I'm not sure how much you're going to like this.
Uh-oh.
Okay?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you're aware of this, Trent, but scientists claim they have discovered a new color not yet seen to the human eye.
Yes, and perhaps only a few people could even see it. If I'm remembering the headline I read and considered myself an expert on,
could even perceive it. Look, man, I read the article for a heartbeat and a half. I think it might be called Olo. Maybe is the color they're calling.
Okay,
and this is less vibrant, but I'm going to give you the example right now. There it is.
So like teal or green.
Yeah, I mean, give me a little Tiffany blue with some sea green mixed in.
Some cultures didn't have green for a really long or blue for a really long time. It was just another shade of green. So
I don't know. I don't know about that.
No, this gray dress. I think it has some gold in it, doesn't it?
Man, every time I turn around. Lately, it seems like somebody is making a blue, black, white, gold dress joke. And then, we'll save this for the listener lounge. Oh, I forgot about the listener lounge. There's
is that what we're calling the Patreon thing? I like that. That's actually really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, using Patreon for it would be great. I forgot to do the graphic though. Although after all these years and 400 episodes, Trent, you'll be happy to know that I have been taught the ways of being able to make changes without you guys seeing them by clicking a simple button in OBS called Studio Mode.
Oh, yeah. And then you can switch the camera to whatever you need it to, and you can do your thing.
Exactly.
Make it happen.
I moved your angle just a moment ago using that.
Yep.
But anyway, that brings What the Tech to a close. I don't know about that color. But I do know that the shade of green that I absolutely and positively love, Trent, is the green out of the shot bottle of my Magic Mind. Okay?
Oh, I am familiar with this green.
I'm very familiar with this green too, because I drink it every morning. If I don't drink it every morning, I drink it every afternoon. I am not one to exercise, but it's potentially something I would probably take before I exercise, so that way I could not take those highly caffeinated, over-sugared pre-workout products.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah. But you do exercise your mind, Will.
I do. And the reason why is because Magic Mind acts like a mental performance shot. And as a brand ambassador, I get it all the time, and I absolutely love it. For me, I feel it helps extend my coffee throughout the day. For example, this morning, Trent, rough morning, really rough morning. And I haven't even talked to you about the Meraki espresso machine I got. This is the problem with having two different co-hosts, because I got this ridiculous espresso machine.
Yeah, we've talked about it.
It's effing amazing. It's just so incredible. But I ended up brewing a latte this morning with 6 shots, because that's the kind of morning I was having.
That is a rough morning.
And you'll notice I'm not falling asleep right now, and that's because I had that at 9. At 2 o'clock, I had some Magic Mind.
And you don't get that crash.
No, I don't get that crash. It helps carry the effects of caffeine going on. Like I said, it's a mental performance shot. Now, look, I have tried to save you guys money. If you have chosen not to listen, you're now going to learn the error of your ways.
Uh-oh.
I am warning you now. It is the time to act. If you use my link, magicmind.com/netheadlt40, you can get up to 40% off your subscription. Okay?
Wait, that's damn near half.
That is damn near half. And let me tell you something, it is not the best discount that we have offered. So all I'm saying is, if you do not act now, this is only available to the first 10 people that sign up.
Oh, shit.
And you'll notice that there is an 8 missing when I said 40%. Not for nothing.
Right.
You can go back and look at previous show descriptions.
Right.
If you want to get the lion's mane in you, which is a wonderful, I think it's an adaptogen, is it?
Yes.
Yes. If you want to get the ceremonial matcha for some energy, if you want to get the turmeric for anti-inflammatory, right?
Yep.
I think ashwagandha. What does that do? I forgot. I always forget these things. No, I don't. It's an adaptogenic herb as well. Helps your body deal with stress. Helps you deal with stress. I joke about these things that I can't remember on a mental shot read. Way to go. Look, I'm not kidding. Now's your opportunity. Now's the time you have to act if you want to get this. It comes in 15 or 30. If you get the subscription, you're getting 30. But let me tell you something, okay? No questions asked. One click away for a return if you're not happy. Don't cost yourself more money if you have been questioning this. Now's the time. magicmind.com/netheadlt20. Do the same mental
40.
hack that I do.
Is it LT40 or LT20?
Oh, LT40. Sorry. I've been so used to saying LT20.
Yeah.
LT40
That's why I
people.
noticed the change. Yeah, there we go.
To get 40% off your subscription, do it now. You will thank yourself, because I thank myself every morning when I take one. And it's delicious, too. Sometimes, if I take it with the latte, Trent, sometimes I'll be like, oh, you know what? I already put the shot in. I already got my milk in there.
Oh, yeah.
A little Magic Mind in.
Why not? It's not going to
Give
hurt.
it a little that lemongrass zest, that little
Yeah.
citrus tantalization.
Yeah.
Throw that in there. Man, I tell you, I have been watching the heck out of that Foods That Made America.
Yes.
So addictive. I thanks Kevin Smith for all the, but it's great because it's something my wife and I have time to bond over. Like, that's the go-to show now. We sit together.
Yep. Because
watch
everyone
TV.
has their shows that they watch together, right? Yeah.
Exactly. And this way, then all the other stuff you can just do on your own.
Yep.
You can just
do it at your own pace. We can talk about it later. It's fine.
Exactly. But no, we're going to talk about some TV shows right now, Trent, in a wonderful segment we call the Pop Culture Pulse.
Whoa. That's me doing a pulse.
Is that your pulse?
Whoa.
I like
that's
it.
more of a wobble, but it's okay.
Oh, wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble. That's what you make me think when you say wobble. Don't worry, I started the timer. Trent, it's been a really hard week for people watching television. Last week was rough, brah. It was rough. Now, we're going to steer away from spoilers.
Yeah.
But in the world of television, there's been a lot of trauma because of something that happened. If you're familiar with the video game, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh.
If you're not familiar with the video game and you watch the show, you probably said WTF, only you didn't say F.
Yep.
The Last of Us Season 2, Episode 2 dropped. Let's just say one character had a really bad day.
Yep.
And the internet is not happy about it, Trent.
But they're following the source material fairly well because the game is written phenomenally, right? Like, everyone agrees, and the graphic novels that they've done with them equally so. Were they thinking they were going to change something at the end?
No, I think the thing you have to remember, Trent, is actually the television show The Last of Us is primarily created from the producer's opinion of people that haven't seen the game. Haven't played the game.
Okay, gotcha.
And I'll be honest, I'm one of those people. I have not played the game.
Okay.
And that doesn't mean I haven't been a curious individual and I didn't look into the lore of the game.
Right.
Especially when it's one of the properties that Mark Bernardin of Fat Man Beyond has said is one of the greatest stories ever written that just happens to be in a video game.
Yep. Yeah, it's
I'm
exactly.
paraphrasing.
Yep. No, but you're absolutely true. And with it too, the sound design and the soundtrack itself. Oh my God, the soundtrack is amazing. You can pick it up on vinyl even. They've pressed it on vinyl. It's great.
Oh damn. Well, the internet's not happy about it, my friend. I've seen so many people scrolling through my FYP.
So
and they've been crying.
And
they're mad at the video game people for not giving them a hint.
Know.
Because let me tell you something.
Oh God!
Without giving away any spoilers, let's just say this character, pretty big draw for people.
So let's equate it. Okay, let's go back 8 years again. We were just talking about 8 years a second ago. Okay,
I,
to Walking Dead comic book episode or issue 100, season 4 episode, whatever it was, with Negan. Negan, and
yes, that is, and which, by the way, you're about to describe the scene where literally it's the first time in a comic book.
Oh,
I looked at it and I said, you know what?
I'm done.
I just don't need this shit in my
enough.
life.
That's enough. I'm done. That
Because
it was for me.
The visual was so bad.
Yep. I was just like, nah, I'm done. Thanks. It's been fun. I'm good.
Yeah.
Be good.
And no, it wasn't good. It wasn't good at all.
But
Negan
yes,
kills the character with a bat.
Because I remember like being plugged in and people being like, "What, Glenn? What? Are you kidding me? Is it that same kind of like shock and anger, like visceral anger, or is it more a sadness?"
Yes.
Okay.
It's all of it. It's all of it.
Okay.
The people that are angry are the ones that are on the internet yelling at the people that played the video game that didn't let them know.
See that, but that's what I like. I like that they're directing that anger. Like you're supposed to be my big brother in this.
No, man, I ain't here to look out for you. That's not my damn job. All right, watch at your own risk, bitches.
Yeah. Care about something with your own your own risk.
Which, by the way, I am going to get a little spoiler on the next one. So if you watch Fox's 911 and you didn't watch last week's episode, spoiler alert in 3, 2, 1. People on the internet are also upset because I don't know if you're familiar with the actor Peter Krause.
I'm not.
He played one of the brothers on 6 Feet Under, went on to another long-running series in Parenthood.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yes.
And you may remember, I think it was in the last season or the next to last season, his character suffers an unexpected stroke and dies.
Yes. Yep.
After 8 seasons on 911, the producers and the writers decided, you know what? Everybody's always getting out of this. We've really completed this character's arc. So even though they've got another season at least, Peter Krause's character Bobby succumbed to a virus, a lethal pathogen, if you will, on 911. And so, and I was thinking about it, man.
That sucks.
Look, spoilers, guys. If you, for The Last of Us 2, spoiler. Again, hop ahead a couple minutes. It's not my job to babysit you. Because it was Pedro Pascal's character of Joel in that.
Yeah.
Now, the reason why I bring it up is because if you look at both of these characters, okay, things did not go well for Pedro Pascal in Game of Thrones.
Right.
And now Last of Us.
Yep.
Peter Krause, 6 Feet Under, and now 911.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know, look, I'm sure the guy's still going to get a paycheck because he can just become this great flashback character, and they'll
that's exactly. That's just what I was gonna say. Like that's how you do a lot of that, right?
What was it Bobby used to say?
Yep. Or if you've ever seen the brilliant Norwegian dark historical comedy, The Norsemen, like they kind of get themselves into a hole after the second season, and so they just let's just remember what happened before, and then like the next 3 seasons are all just happened before.
Yep. Brutal, man. Just brutal. But hey, here's some good news. Because something people have been waiting for 3 years finally dropped. And I couldn't believe it was 3 years. I don't know about you, man, but the pandemic has all but screwed up my perception of time.
Like some things feel like yesterday, some things feel like 2 decades ago, man.
Yeah.
And they're all in the same kind of just like mumbled area.
Well, 2020 already was confusing, but it was more so confusing. I think 3 years was the same amount of time Severance people had to wait for a new season of that. But no, critics and fans all agree. Whether The Mandalorian and The Book of Boba Fett were misses, whether Skeleton Crew was worthwhile or not, everyone has an opinion on this. Everyone agrees, however, that one of the best Star Wars properties to come out of Disney Plus, period,
bar none,
Andor.
Yep.
Andor Season 2 just dropped last night, Trent. And let me tell you, not only is it great, But I want to take Disney Plus and I want to look it in the face and I want to say thank you and I want to give it a big old Italian kiss right on the mouth.
Yeah, like just pure gratitude and love and appreciation.
You live in your bubble. You don't know. Like literally, I could say you don't know and you don't know.
I don't know.
Are you aware of what their release schedule is?
No, are they doing like the weekly, or are they front ending it so people can binge through?
They both it, Trent.
Wait, what?
What they're doing. So they're saying the season is built up into chapters.
Okay.
Each season or each chapter is going to be a time jump. So there's been a 1 year time jump there's been a time jump from where we were.
Okay.
And now, so we started off Andor in before Battle of Yemen.
Yes.
5. Chapter 1 of season 2 is before Battle of Yemen, or BBY 4. So there will also be 3 and 2 and 1. Okay.
Okay. That tracks.
4, 3. Yeah, that's 4.
2, 1. Yeah.
I think, yeah, because what they're doing every single week, they're releasing each chapter with just 3 episodes. So it's like sitting down each week and getting a brand new Star Wars movie.
Dude, that's the way to do it. Like the medium is perfect for it. Like and they've got the budget, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like and that's going to bring people back, and more than anything, it moves plot along. That's the problem that all these streaming things get into, is nothing happens.
I'm sorry. Apparently my enunciation sounded like Yemen when I was saying Yavin, so I'm saying Yavin, just to be clear.
Correct.
If I said Yavin, or if in the end I said Yemen in a moment.
Will, haven't you been using any third-party encrypting chat apps lately that you've been getting?
Mind your business, son. All right? Don't go signaling anything. Quiet now. Let me tell you, this they have upheld the quality. And this first chapter was great because it was every one of the characters essentially having to experience what the sacrifice for being part of the rebellion is.
Right.
You know what I mean? So,
yep.
But also in that same moment, it is probably actions that further cement their determination.
Oh, sure.
And all of our favorites are back. If for a moment, some of them, just saying. But
so cameos then, like galore.
No, I'm just saying it's really good. The thing I like about Andor is it doesn't jerk around in cameos.
Okay.
Which was the other nice thing about Skeleton Crew and Andor, because Ahsoka season 1 had like the ham-fisted appearance. Hi, I'm C-3PO here to appear on behalf of the princess, because not only does she not look that young, but she's dead.
Right.
Sorry, that's brutal truth. Anyway, Andor, it has come out of the box swinging, and it's come out swinging strong. So highly recommend, guys.
Okay.
Highly recommend. And if
it's interesting because when it first came out, my brother called me up, was like, man, you've got to watch it. Like, he was going off, and he's not one to fall into stuff like that, but he was full on board for it.
Well, let me tell you something. 3 more weeks go by, Trent. You can go ahead and binge it.
Bam.
So that'll be you, but that's going to be a big time sink. I'm just saying.
Yeah, so it's an hour and a half each episode, 90 minutes.
You got it, buddy.
Well, it really is like a full.
Well, actually, no. Each episode is more like I didn't clock what time they took, but let's just say I didn't go to bed any time early last night.
Shit, man.
I'm going to say you got a minimum of 45 each, so you're well into 45 and 45 is 90.
Is your 90? Yeah.
So you're a little over 2 hours.
Yeah.
So you're definitely you're dogmaying it.
Yeah.
That's got to run hour of 2 hours and 9 minutes.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, in theaters June 5th wide, still limited seats available if you go to dogmamovie.com. Not my place, but just thought I'd let you guys know that. Just the same way, I'm going to let you know it is time, Trent, for us to step into Super Central.
Supers Central.
Yes.
Super.
It's not possessive. This is not.
It's more than one.
This is where look, man. I'm borrowing terminology. There we go. That we use in. Actually, I think it really, you hear a lot about it in The Incredibles, right? That's where they
Yes.
often refer to supers.
Supers.
So that's where, which by the way, they wanted to call the superhero segment. Real genius AI.
Thanks, AI.
The A1 came up with superhero
Ooh,
segment.
Thanks. You can have some steak sauce with that.
Look,
But in comics, soups is either endearing for Superman or derogatory for tights and capes.
which is why it's supers.
Exactly.
But again, this is not the central of supers. It's not possessive. No apostrophe S.
No.
I hate to get into semantics.
Well,
But
I'm
that
not
ain't
kosher. I'm not kosher anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Good, fair enough. Look, Trent, I never would have. First of all, I got to tell you right now, we're on the precipice. We are just like 2 weeks away, I think, from the release of Thunderbolts in theaters.
Dude,
Okay,
man, a property that I've just been like sitting on, like, oh shit, don't screw this up, guys. You could do this so perfectly.
pardon me, Thunderbolts asterisk. Got to
Yes.
show proper respect. But let me tell you, dude, the let's get rid of the Olay. Olo, whatever it is.
No, yeah, I was gonna say no. I don't think we're frying chips in this, are we?
No, but listen, I am shocked at what they are doing with promoting Thunderbolts.
Oh,
Asterisk.
really?
They are. I think I understand the logic. They're going deep on the one character who has wide appeal because of Stranger Things.
Sure. Oh, absolutely.
David
And-
Harbour.
Yeah, he was the only saving grace of that movie.
Fair
Black
enough.
Widow. Black Widow. It was not
I
great.
disagree. There are a lot of things I enjoyed in Black Widow. Look, man, everything is everyone to everyone, okay? Relax. But let me tell you something. They're going hard on Red Guardian.
Good.
Phrasing. Because, first of all, they have released and
Took
by
me a
the
minute.
way, check
Took
out
me
the
a minute.
aspect ratio.
Yeah, it took me a minute.
Red Guardian's limo service, they've done a classic style commercial.
Oh, shut up.
Straight out of local television, UHF advertising.
Yes.
One of the highlights I wanted to bring up here is that Dennis Lisbon was quoted here, of the unemployed.
Gosh damn it.
Also, of course, they had one segment in the commercial as
Where
well
he's-
where the boom mic, look up ahead,
Yep. Drops right in.
drops right into frame. But best of all, actually, the thing that they did in this, which, by the way, you can see this on Marvel's YouTube channel. You can see it on their TikTok channel. It's the Marvel one proper. But the best part is this. Red Guardian Limo Service, 183 Red Limo. That's a 0, not an O. Yes, it's a valid phone number.
I
Yes,
was
you
just
can
going to
call
say,
it.
yes, dude. Hell yeah.
Right? That's the
That
kind of
is
marketing
awesome.
we appreciate.
Oh, dude. Yeah, we need more of that in our lives, like now.
Exactly. I completely agree. And
Oh.
so did they, because let me tell you something, Trent. Have you ever used that app, Tinder?
I have actually.
There you go. Well, then you may recognize this profile view.
Shut. Oh, and those are the ads. That is brilliant.
Alexei Shostakov. Get thunderstruck by love, just like the Red Guardian limo service. Thunderbolts asterisk protects you from boring evening. Only in theaters May 2nd. Trent.
Dude, I just want a Russia gets you to come out somewhere in the movie. Like give a nod to what was that comedian back in the day? The Russian comedian that was his catch line. Oh, he was on Night Court a couple of times. Anyway.
I can't believe when you
Yakov Smirnov. Yep.
Hold on.
Yep.
I have various soundboards, okay, Trent?
Oh shit.
I know I don't want to I have various soundboards. And one of the ones I sampled.
Okay.
So you can't do
Okay, you
babies.
don't have to get so clinical and nasty.
Red Guardian, that you don't have to get so clinical and nasty.
Love it.
Yeah, Red Guardian really did crush in Black Widow, and I definitely think
Just
he
stood
and
out.
Florence Pugh are going to steal the show. Early fan reviews are coming out. They are embargoed from spoilers or
Sure.
from details, but so many people that have already been to fan screenings have said Marvel is back. We can finally say Marvel's back.
Well, and I think because what I feel like when DC like started standing up was with like Peacemaker and the series, not with Peacemaker.
Peacemaker.
Yeah,
Suicide Squad was the movie. Yeah.
So Suicide Squad 2.0 or whatever. Yeah. Like when it started to take itself less serious and with more nods and winks and enjoying what it's because it's it's supposed to be fun, right? And that's when I was like, oh shit, yeah, this is, and I'm hoping that's the direction they go with this, right? Because it's prime for it.
Well, I think the whole point, obviously, it is a ragtag group of castaways and ne'er-do-wells who are getting their second chance. And if you think about it, look, I don't care what you say. Florence Pugh was great in Black Widow. She had her a few good beats as well in the series. And I got to say that seeing what Yelena's redemption story is, or where she stands, because one thing I noticed about the last movie, Captain America: Brave New World, they did an amazing job of having some elements from the Falcon and the Winter Soldier series in it. However, you didn't have to see that in order to see the movie.
Right.
So I'm sure, like the Hawkeye stuff, although great and wonderful, won't really loop in here. So this is a great moment to see where Yelena is in her life now that her sister is gone, having given her life to save the world. So I'm really excited about this movie. I'm very happy to hear that fan feedback is very well.
I did was and this, I mean, I'm Captain America, so I've got to ask because I haven't seen Brave New World yet. Did they introduce U.S. Agent at all?
He was in Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Oh, he was?
He was.
Where did I miss him?
He was the new Captain America.
Oh, just the new.
And then by the end of it,
right?
Along comes whatever Julia Louis-Dreyfus's character's name.
Yeah.
It says, we don't need a Captain America. What we need is a U.S. agent.
The power broker. Yeah.
No, she's not the. Look, man, I'm not comfortable living in a world where I've got the lore more straight than you are. This is wrong. This balance is all upset.
Well, I'm just saying that it's in that dark, mushy time zone area where everything just kind of like
that we just discussed,
stretched and compressed all at once.
I get it. I'm with you. I'm with you. I understand.
I will be just a quick thing I wished and hoped for so much was in the Netflix Marvel stuff. They introduced Nuke a little bit, who is another deranged alternative to the Captain America. That I would. Oh man, he would have been great in there, but it's fine.
Yeah. Speaking of which, Daredevil: Born Again just wrapped up.
Great. Okay.
I enjoyed it. I can't make a Daredevil. It had its good. It had its bad. You can definitely tell it's a show that was written by different people at different times with different strategies.
Gotcha.
So I think they did their best combining it. I really look forward to the back nine where it's got one harmonious voice. But the other thing I want to mention, fan reports are saying that for Thunderbolts Asterisk, 2 post-credit scenes, one mid, one at the end.
Okay.
So there's that bit of information for you.
Good to know.
And I don't know if this has anything to do with it or if they're just part of the whole promotion machine.
Yeah.
But the Thunderbolts premiere happened, I believe, in London yesterday. This week. Pedro Pascal was present, as well as the actor that's playing Johnny Storm. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. Joseph Quinn. They were at the Thunderbolts premiere. Interestingly enough, also Simu Liu. So at the Thunderbolts premiere, we had Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
And we have Reed Richards.
Yeah.
Mr. Fantastic. And we have Johnny Storm, the Human Torch. Do they have anything to do with those mid-credit sequence or post-credit sequence? I don't know. Or do they somehow make an appearance? We don't know. I don't know. I would easily imagine that the final post-credit sequence could be more in the vein of what we used to get, which was like an actual bit of footage from the next film. Like if you remember at the end of, doesn't matter, I can't remember what movie, the end of it actually had a scene from Captain America Civil War where they've got
yes,
they've got Bucky's arm trapped in a
Yep.
vice. And
Yeah.
so anyway, I don't know if any of that has anything to do with anything, but we'll see.
Yeah, they're doing great things. I think so. I hope with the success of Thunderbolts, it will then, and this is the total like obscure Marvel fan that like 3 people know about, that will open the door for a parallel, but instead of like people who are getting a chance to right the wrongs or to pay off debts to society, people who are just trying to do well and have never done that great and just always been on the side, and that being Agents of Atlas, where they would have Jimmy Woo in there as the lead, and probably bring in I would imagine Shang-Chi, and then who knows what else they would do. They could bring in lots of characters who've just kind of been on the side and haven't really been able to like come up.
I'm not gonna lie. Okay. I enjoyed seeing more of Jimmy Woo in WandaVision, and I would absolutely love to see even more of him, please.
If his portrayal in Young Rock wasn't just like the most charismatic, fun thing in the world.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yes. Oh gosh, yeah. I am. I'm blanking on the actor's name right now.
Randall.
Yes. Anyway,
Randall Parks, isn't?
I don't know. I'm thinking.
Yeah, it's okay.
But yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, because it's
fresh off the.
It's 10:05 for Trent.
Yes.
Let him go. Let him off the hook, guys. Well, I know it's not Randall Flagg, because Randall Flagg is the villain from
He's the Dark Man.
Dark Tower. Yeah.
He's the walking man.
The walking dude. But we're not here to talk about him, Trent. It's time to move on, because I don't know. It is Randall Park. Okay, good.
Park. Yeah.
Thank you, ZB. Trent, it's time for us to slip into that awkward segment nobody wants to talk about. That's true, because you know what? We're going to 3D print it.
And this is where we just play like a dot matrix sound. It's like
no, it's another tech scene, man. Come on.
Oh, okay.
Actually, first of all, I just wanted to share it because I don't know if I showed it last week. But one of the things I recently printed is a new phone and watch charger.
Oh,
obviously,
cool.
I didn't print the actual charging devices, but it's just a nice little carrier that when I'm ready, is my phone in my pocket?
So you can
Trent, I don't know where the hell my phone is.
That you can. Do you want me to call it?
Can you call me real quick? No.
I had to have my tenant call my phone yesterday because I could not find it for the life of me.
I'm not going to lie, Trent. I am, and this is going to come as a shock to you because it's me we're talking about. I have more often not been obsessively present with my phone. The other day, I left it out in the other room for like hours.
Dude, I've unplugged so much, and that's where it's become a problem. Is that I'm like, oh shit, I haven't used it for like 4 hours. I'm still connected to my headphones because I'm listening to a book, so it's somewhere within a 30-foot radius.
Well, Trent, in maintaining my geek cred, the good news is that naturally I have another cell phone sitting right here.
Oh, there you go.
So I can still just demonstrate. If I could find the sweet spot for where the mag charger is. Oh, I guess it's much better on the iPhone one. But see, it would just mount right there.
Yep.
Which is just a way to have it on my desk, which actually I found really great because one of my daily things that I listen to is actually at the level I'm at, I also get to watch it, and that's Ralph Garman's The Ralph Report.
The Ralph Report, yeah.
Right? And that magnet is so good, I can just pivot the phone to landscape and watch.
Yes.
Have the video version of it. I don't have. If they say something, I'm like, wait, what is that? I can look. I can see it.
Yeah, it's good second screen viewing.
I'm such a dumb nerd, Trent. I've got a Bluetooth receiver that goes into the mixer that my iPhone sees as a pair of headphones. So that way I can just have all my audio, including what's on the phone, coming in. I have a problem. I admit that. One of the things you missed last week, Trent, another beautiful thing about having 2 co-hosts. I have begun to properly cable organize my desk.
Come on in, boys. The water's fine.
I have so far I have set up a secondary hub. So all of my network drives or network devices that don't need to be on my desk. They're now on a shelf on the bookshelf.
Yes.
Acting as an equipment holder.
Love it.
All along there and all along the underside of my desk, I've successfully done 3/4 of the desk. The stuff that is on the side of the desk that's up against the wall that also has a computer hanging there, it's a little awkward right now, I'll be honest.
Sure.
I still got to get that organized. But interestingly enough, the best solution I found wasn't a set of plastic cable organizing rails that I ordered. This one I 3D printed. Look at this.
Oh, shut up.
It's a J clamp.
Oh, yeah,
Just
yeah.
throw the old 3M tape
3M
on
tape.
the back.
Yep.
Put your nice clean edge out.
Yep.
Just push your cables right in there.
Yep.
It's gone really well. It's gone very well. Like I said, I've got to take care of that last part of the desk. Did introduce a ground loop problem that was present on the last episode.
Ooh.
I just put in a ground loop reducer.
I was just saying, yep, just put a humbucker there. Yep, you're good.
Just I'm gonna throw that hum catcher in there, and we ain't gonna have to worry about nothing.
Yep.
Which is what I did. But other than that, there's really, like I said, not much to talk about in the realm of 3D printing, because the next thing that I am embarking on is not something I can easily talk about now, and that is that I'm finally getting around to printing up, because, you know, in case you haven't noticed, Trent, I've been a little obsessive with making helmets. I have the Deadpool helmet.
I am aware.
I have the Wolverine helmet.
Correct.
And currently hanging up on the wall on the 3D printed helmet holder that I made is my Daredevil one. I don't know.
And you've done bat cowls as well.
I have done bat cowls, so now I'm finally doing the one that it's like, why haven't you done that yet? Gonna print a Mando helmet.
Now
Once you go Mando, you never go back.
Well, yeah, and I mean, will this induct you into a certain dented helmet club?
Oh God, no. I'm not pursuing membership in the the 500
first? Yeah.
No.
Legion.
Although I would imagine membership is a lot easier now, because
my gosh,
the qualifier is that you have to have high quality, accurate armor, and with 3D printing, now you don't have to worry about vacuum forming shit.
And it's crazy too, because Hasbro just barely announced they're releasing a cosplay quality dark, it's like all black, like the Bombardier Stormtrooper helmet, and it is beautiful. But the first thing I looked at, I was like, oh yeah, they'll sell one of those before it's scanned,
right?
and put up for everyone.
All of them, actually, if you're in the 3D printing world and you're like, where can I go for something like this?
Yeah.
Even though I have been a major user and I am an annual subscriber to Do 3D, I have found that when it comes to your Star Wars oriented products, one of the best is Galactic Armory.
Oh, really?
And you can just Google them. That is where I got my Darth Vader helmet as well, that I'll be doing after the Mando one. The only thing I'm disappointed in, because if you know, the Mando helmet has the infamous T visor, right?
Yep.
And in the world of 3D printing, anytime you have a surface that prints in the air, you have to have a support.
You need bridges going up to it.
Build up on. And I know that there's a different manufacturer that did this with a Stormtrooper helmet. It might have been Galactic Armory, it might not have been. But what they had done is they actually did built-in supports along that part of the visor that were hexagon. So that way it could just print in real time to give you the support you need, and
as it's going up,
be snipped out.
Yeah. And it's a stronger structure than just like a single column.
And also, I don't really dig plastic welding at all.
Oh, okay? it's so hard, dude.
Yeah, I don't dig it. I don't like seams where you don't need them or trying to work around them. So as you know, a little while ago, because I was obsessed with trying to sell Wolverine helmets, I ended up getting an Elegoo Neptune Plus.
Okay.
Which is like I think it's a 300 cubic build volume. Which is great because it's just big enough for me to be able to print an entire helmet on the build plate without having to go in pieces.
Do pieces on it, yeah.
Which is wonderful. But I will say it's going to take half of a roll of filament, and it will take over a day to finish. Now, and mind you, I think I paid $15 on Galactic Army, which speaking
Oh,
of
dude,
which,
that's
from a consumer standpoint, hold on one second. Computer, preheat upper oven to 500 degrees. I forgot to set the timer. Also, I got to ask my wife to put the pizza stone in the oven.
well because so I see a lot of things pop up for me in templates to print out for woodworking stencils and different cutouts that you can do in your wood.
Yeah.
They say print it out first, then you can lay it on there.
Yeah.
And like Etsy is one place that I see tons of stuff.
Oh, yeah, because people are coming up with models and they're selling them. Let me tell you something. 3D printing is very practical. You can also print a guide so that you can run your knife over your sharpening stones at just the right angle.
Yep.
But what I was going to say is, like, I could have gotten a Mando helmet for free from my subscription to Do 3D. And I did, and I got it. But for some reason, they insisted on putting interior details as well, so that you'd have a real showpiece.
Oh,
that one was going to take next to
for like a week to
3.5 days.
That's ridiculous. That's for
and because
I mean, it's cool, but
because of the supports, Trent, it was also going to take a roll of and a half of filament.
I was going to say you just have to keep on putting it in.
Phrasing. Yeah, that turned me off big time. So I'm like, no, give me a nice smooth inside.
Yep.
Again, phrasing. But give me a nice clean print. That also is not my fastest printer, but we'll see how it goes. So hopefully in a few weeks we'll be able to show the results for that. But the thing about it that I'm not looking forward to is obviously Mando's helmet is very identifiable, right?
Yes.
Because it is very reflective. It is like a chrome
finish.
Yeah,
it's chrome, yeah.
And I don't have that level of patience. If I can't hit it with a few coats of primer,
paint, yeah,
I'm done.
On to something else.
And with this one, I'm going to have to try and get it as smooth as possible. Then I'm going to have to lay down a glossy coat, black coat, then a glossy finish. And what everybody says is the only way to get that wonderful reflective finish, so it doesn't just look like spray paint and metal,
and flake off, yeah.
Graphite powder. So you're just dipping a brush, like a makeup brush, and then you're smudging graphite
and
powder
then just
on it.
Putting it on, yeah.
And then you buff that up, and then you put a clear coat over it. I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I can do it, man. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
I mean, is there so you're? I would assume you would take like a 400 sandpaper to just give it grooves that it can settle in beforehand.
100, 200, 400 if you wanted to go at the helmet itself after you throw down a coat of primer. And then after that, you get into like 600 or 800
even higher.
Wet.
Okay.
That you would also use on your paint finishes.
Yeah, before you do your clear coat, yeah.
I don't have that patience.
That's a lot, dude.
I'm just
especially
saying,
if you're doing it by hand.
We're probably going to see the Mando helmet that's good enough. You know what I mean?
No, this is where you make it your own, you know? And then you come with the backstory for how it got to be the way it is and which battles it's been through.
Exactly. No, not me. But that's it for the 3D printing. That's 3D printed. Unless, of course, but, you know, what are the things, Trent, when it is one of those times you're sitting in? Because, you know, naturally I'm the one who always has the will to do it. But you can always talk about perhaps what is the latest and greatest that your forever live-in man, Will Kent, is printing up as well. Whatever his print du jour is. Don't worry about it now.
Yeah, no, yeah. I will
sure
let
to
you know.
It's just like, that wacky machine is whirring away again.
Yeah, well, right now, on the back of our toilet, again, we haven't talked about it. It just showed up one day. Is a replica of a statue that's in Hungary of Columbo. It's so we have Columbo, like the character, Peter Falk. Just like there's some famous statue in Hungary of Peter Falk, like pointing at a dog.
I got one more question.
So before we go.
I just got one more question.
So I got Peter Falk,
by the way,
staring at my cock every time I pee.
Well, you know.
Well, I think he is. Maybe he's looking off somewhere else. I'm not really sure.
That's the great thing. I should really work on my Peter Falk, because since I've got lazy eyes I can control, I could just have it drift in and out. I don't even have to do the Kevin Pollak trick of going cross-eyed and forcing
and then
one
over.
eye out.
Yeah.
I can just literally make them go straight.
My God.
I got one more question for you.
How have I never known that about you, that you could do that?
Because it's not exactly something I broadcast.
I would use it all the time.
Well, I do. Like, if anybody's like lecturing me or yelling at me, it's very disarming.
Yeah. Oh, I can imagine. Yeah.
But also the reason why this happened is I noticed over the past couple of years when I would get tired that my vision would drift, and I would pull it back.
Yeah.
And so I brought it up with the optometrist, and she said, "Oh, you know what? You actually probably have lazy eyes, but you've just been compensating your entire life. And now, as you're older and tired,
dude, I did, and I never realized it until I was shooting stills, and my right eye would just start draining water, and like and then I'd switch to my left. I'm like, oh, wonder what's wrong. And they're like, yeah, maybe have, but it's definitely so much weaker that it's kind of just like hanging out.
Well, and I think the left eye is the lazier one, or it's a right brain, left brain thing. I don't know, because the same exact behavior. Okay. And this is for the audience. Wait, not much for you, but you see what I'm going to do is I'm focusing with my right eye. I'm going to take my hand away. You're going to see my left eye come in.
It drifts back in. Yeah.
You'll notice this eye has never moved. I can do this. But it doesn't move. Okay. But now I'm going to do this, and I'm going to focus on you with my left eye, which is actually my worst eye. You're very blurry right now, and I'm not drunk. So, but now I'm looking at you, and I take away my hand, and you see my right eye go back in. It's both of them.
That's incredible.
So when I'm incredibly old and incredibly tired, I'm going to be a gecko is what I'm going to be. What is he looking at? I don't even know. The four of you need to stop asking me questions. Grandpa, it's just me. Shush.
Quiet, you. Not you.
Quiet, see? Oh, my computer set upper oven to 500 degrees. I don't know why it didn't listen.
You told it. You know what? It's getting jealous.
It doesn't understand me.
It's getting jealous.
Computer, set upper oven to 500 degrees. I do this 100 ways to Sunday all the time. The one time I'm sitting here on mic,
I'm telling
trying to
you,
look like the tech expert for people. Because guys,
it's been listening to you talk about how great ChatGPT is,
right,
and how it did your whole show for you, and now it's like, screw you. I'm nothing to you.
I ain't playing your game anymore, old cockeyed man.
Yeah,
that's not what I'm doing. But guys, I'm not kidding. The level of automation I have here, like, hey, computer, backdrop off. There you go. Everything turns off. Computer, it should give you the full effect. Computer, backdrop on. Let there be light. Okay. Now, the only problem is that because I was doing wiring onto the desk, one of the old light bulbs I don't use anymore is set to white, and it's just glaring underneath me. Lighting up my groin like it's the prime time show. Here you go, guys.
We're giving it a halo shot.
I don't know why. Hey, computer, backdrop one off. You know what's funny is now people could come in and mess with me if they wanted to.
If somebody, say it.
But if you're a stranger in my house,
that's more of a problem, I think.
I got bigger worries than messing with my life. Trent, we didn't get into the listener lounge, but that's okay. There's nobody really in it. But, in the future, that's where we will feature some of the ideas, questions, comments from our Patreon subscribers. One of the things also that may happen in the listener lounge, because as I mentioned, I did an entire rewiring of the desk in here, which means that my former editing computer, which basically just sits here to be my web browser.
Yeah, right.
Is now integrated into the soundboard. So if you are a member of our Patreon,
bring them in,
or if you just subscribe, follow our Patreon, I believe that will provide you a link to our Discord. And what we'll do is we'll be able to take listener phone calls through the Discord.
Hells yeah.
Okay? Which is actually very simple, and even if we don't have an admin, you just go into a waiting room, and then when I see, oh, look, somebody's ready to call.
Someone's here. Yeah.
I can just drag them in. That's the only problem, though. If you want to potentially interact with us live the way we used to take phone calls, you got to be ready at a moment's notice, because you never know when you're going to get dropped in. Don't be taking the kids to the pool, if you know what I'm saying.
Nope. Or just make sure you got your phone with you if you do and have the
Don't
video
take
on.
the Browns to the Super Bowl, my friend.
They'll never make it in time.
And be waiting in the waiting room. Don't do that. And also, what you shouldn't do is sleep on my my productivity hack, which is Magic Mind. NetHead LT 4040 is the code, or you can go to magicmind.com/NetHead LT40. That'll give you up to 40% off a subscription, guys. Subscription cancellation easy as one click away if you're not satisfied. No questions asked. Satisfaction guaranteed. Give yourself the gift of a quick shot of energy and focus. I kid you not. Last year I suffered from a traumatic brain injury, and one of the things that helped me feel productive and happy, not that I'm saying it would work for you, was taking Magic Mind. So again, in case you didn't notice that discount changing, it's only valid to the first 10 people that cash in on. So magicmind.com/NetHead LT40. Mother trucker. NetHead LT40, up to 40% off your subscription. Don't waste time. Act today. Again, special shout out because we saw this in the beginning, but we didn't really mention it afterwards. Patreon subscriber of the week is Mark Lamb. Thank you very much for your support. You want a chance to see your name up on the small screen, unless you're watching on your television.
Right, yeah, then it's a larger screen maybe.
Yeah,
potentially.
You too will get mentioned. Eventually, we cycle through them all.
Thanks, Mark Lamb.
Yeah, Mark Lamb. Because there's not a whole lot of them, to be honest. So anyway, that's it for me. Trent, you got anything you wanted to talk about before we go?
Just if any listeners happen to have any you've mentioned in the past any Marvel 3.75, so that's 3 3/4, the size of G.I. Joe's action figures, not the Toy Biz ones, but the Hasbro ones, chat me up. Let's talk. Let's talk.
Good to know. How can they and they can find you? Go to deathraymedia.
Yeah, go to deathray.media.
There we go. Deathray.media. I knew it was something like that. And if this is your first time finding us on YouTube, it's really simple, guys. Just go to netheadsonair.com for more information, or you can go to most of my social media profiles. I'm that Will Wilkins everywhere, and you can just click on my. I use direct.me. I don't use Linktree. Why? Because I got to be difficult. That's how I roll. Yeah. I'm not using. Actually, it was because Linktree for a while was getting blocked by security certificate issues. So I'm like, hey, I'm not dabbling in any security issues, man. I just want people to click and go.
Yep.
And that's and by the way, I don't look, man. I got to be honest. This whole social media thing, it's a young person's game, Trent.
There's moving and shaking,
work
baby.
To the hustle.
It's moving and shaking. ABC, baby.
Always be creating?
Closing.
Oh, contenting. Always be contenting.
Yes.
Is that it?
Sure.
No, it's not. It's not. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you for watching. We always appreciate you, especially our Patreon supporter of the week, Mark Lamb. Again, find us anywhere and everywhere on social media. I'm that Will Wilkins. This dude is a part of him because he knows everything about branding. And until next time, guys, again, I'm Will.
I'm Trent.
And we'll be back
soon-ish.
Damn straight.
NetHeads. We'll be back soon.
Goodbye.
This has been a Smodcast production. Smodcast Podcast. Using our mouths on you since 2007.
Do you know what is the greatest thing about rewiring your desk? When you have things like media drawers for your little video and audio switchers that you use, the Stream Decks, is that one, like I inadvertently told everybody at the beginning of the program, with this little tiny quiet mouse, I can really click on anything, so it doesn't matter having the one Stream Deck. But
right,
of course, once everything's already committed and drilled in and in place, that's when you realize, if I'm using the mouse for this, I could really just have the sound effects one over here on the left and it'd be fine. And by the way, I just want to give everyone a little piece of advice. If you're going to be spending a lot of time wiring under your desk because you have a ridiculous number of cords like I do, find something to support your
Dude.
head. Okay. You want a little bit of lift, or else eventually your body will feel that all your blood is just going to your head.
Mm.
And it's not the one you want it to go to.
Yeah. And then when you stand up, you're going to go straight back down again.
Oh, man. That's a little too close and accurate to home,
Dude.
my friend.
Uh-huh. I know.